Is Halifax, Nova Scotia still a good place to live in 2020? I get asked this all the time. You know, I've made 600 videos, I'm still here, but I've come up with an analogy, and because I think this analogy is so good, I'm gonna share it with you right now. Have you ever eaten like a really hard candy? You just wanna chew it and get to the good bit, but it takes forever, you just have to keep chewing it? That's like Halifax. It's like this. If you try to chew it too hard, you're gonna break your teeth. Slow down. Get your education. It's a slow city. It's a great city to live in. It takes a while before you become fully integrated into the city, people recognize you, and then you can use and leverage opportunities to work with other people and to build yourself here. It's all about reputation. It's about getting established. It's about building trust. And here are my 5 top reasons why I think Halifax is a great place to live right now. One of the reasons why Halifax is so great, and I mentioned this in my other video that hit 60,000 views on this subject, it's a little big city. I say it all the time. People are going to move here. People are going to grow this city. You establish yourself now before, things get big and expansion happens. You are going to be a force to be reckoned with. I'm just kidding. Concretely, Halifax is going to become more economically developed. And when it does, and you're one of the people who really stuck it out for a long time, you are going to benefit from that economic development. This is my water. I drink it to have a break. Oh, I'm tired. Reason number 2. Oh, the education is right here. If you want to upgrade your education at any given time, you can do it within this city. Anytime. You're having a bad day, go get a master's, there's always that option here. You have the university here, but it's not just the fact that you can get the education. It's the fact that education lends itself, having all these universities here lends itself to a very solid economic infrastructure. Because we have universities here, we have young people flocking to the city. There is so much demand at one point where we had not enough spaces for people to live in. Not only were costs rising, but people couldn't, there were no vacancies. They fell below 1%. And that's because this city is becoming more popular. Now, is growth catching up with the amount of people who want to come here? Oh, no. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. No. But eventually, it'll have to. Reason number 3 why Halifax is a great city is because it's so easy to stand out. Honestly, if you go on the street and you just make like a funny noise, all the city's gonna hear you make the funny noise, right? So that's why it's good when you come to the city to really make a good impression on everybody you meet, especially if they're permanent here. They'll remember you, right? I sent a counselor a silly DM the other day. Probably gonna remember that one. So what I would do is just be yourself. Establish yourself here. And remember, if you want to create a presence, easy. Open up a YouTube channel like this one. I've seen international students come and open up YouTube channels as well. Most of them are very original and unique. Some of them literally steal my tags. But either way, I'm proud because you're making a name for yourself. And each one of them get at least like 1,000 subscribers. Or 300, 500. They build some sort of presence very quickly because it's easy to stand out here. Number 4, you have an opportunity to grow the talent pool and retain it in Halifax. So that's really convoluted and confusing. Basically, you go to Toronto, in your 20s or 30s, you're still like a baby. Like, it's a big city, there are people developed, you have these big moguls and tycoons. And in Halifax, you have kind of the low budget version of that. So even if you're 20 or 30, you can inspire other young people. If you're 30 or 40, you can You can inspire other young people. 30, 40 is still pretty young, and you can lead them, you can mentor them, you can grow with them, you can manage them. And it's something that you can do at a greater extent and be more respected for it as an authority in your niche here in Halifax. Can't really be done in other places as easily. Last but not least, it's the culture. People are very friendly here. They're very friendly, they're more laid back, they're very slow. Sometimes you call a business, they don't answer their phone, you think, I'm a lead, someone calls my phone, I pick it up, I put them into my spreadsheet and my CRM, and I have a marketing funnel ready to go. But my brain is like a New Yorker kind of, and I'm living in Halifax. Sometimes there's a disconnect, but some people love that. Some people, I've mentioned this on my channel before, saying, I thought Halifax would be huge, but it's a little too slow for me. And people say, no, I love that, Nader. That's what I love about this city. And That's what you may love about this city too. But let me know in the comment section down below. Are you planning to move to Halifax? When are you coming? How are you going to do it? If you haven't checked out my digital agency yet and you want to create an online presence for yourself, have full-time news coverage, full-time media, Google News syndicated articles, or if you just want to repair your online reputation, check out the channel down below. My name is Nader Nadernejad. Thank you for watching and take care.